Y'all up for a little crash course in quantum mechanics and quantum theory and why it matters if you want to grow or heal? It's so fucking good. My name is Trish Law. I'm a trauma-informed life coach and I'm a fucking geek. I love this shit. I can't wait to talk to you about it. So quantum mechanics studies things so small that you can't see them, like smaller than atoms. Tiny. And here's what scientists discovered. That at a level, matter behaves differently when it is observed. Like when it's being observed, little teeny tiny particles, most of which seem to be invisible to us, behave totally differently when they are being observed. There's a famous experiment called the double slit experiment, where particles were fired at a wall with two openings. When no one measured the particles, they just behaved on a default pattern like waves. It was all spread out, it was unpredictable, and sort of like that, again, like I said, that repetitive default pattern. But the moment the scientists started measuring which slits the particles were going to go through, like they started measuring it, the particles behaved differently. The wave collapsed into something more tangible and more specific. It was defined and it was trackable. Same particle, totally different behavior. The only variable that was different is when it was observed versus when it wasn't. You clocking? The only thing that changed is it was either being observed or it wasn't being observed. That was the only variable that was different in the transformation of that particle and how it moved. Now let's apply it to you. Most people live their life in a completely automated default set. Like your breathing patterns, your pooping patterns, your digestive function is all automated, including how people manage their emotions and pretty much everything in their life. They don't question much, they just kind of keep on keeping on. Going through the motions, autopilot, unconscious, patterned, reacting, overworking, overgiving. I call that the loop. Proving, blaming, hustling, not because they're trying to do these patterns again and again, but because they're not being observed. They're not observing. Nothing's being measured. Now here's where the distinction gets really important. The difference between self-improvement and self-awareness. Self-improvement doesn't necessarily measure much, certainly not subconscious default patterns. Self-improvement sounds more like this. Do something different. Fix this thing. Upgrade, optimize the behavior. But if shame is that underlying wave, that particle underneath all of this, which it is for most people, and you're not consciously aware of that, then every attempt you make to improve yourself is just a hustle with shame in disguise, because shame is not being observed. It's automated. And in a non-linguistic understanding, shame says things like, you're not enough, you're too much, you're a piece of shit. And so when we biohack it with self-improvement, not aware of this, of course, that shame is running the show, self-improvement's like, well, then just become more. Be better, fix it, do better. It's like throwing a carpet over a pile of dog shit. That's the same operating system. It's the same fucking wave, unobserved, completely just malware wreaking havoc. Unobserved shame spreads everywhere. It's like black mold. As my brother says, behold, black mold. It's a gallon thing, I don't know. It creeps into your ambition, your standards, all your relationships, including the ones with your kids and your partners, your productivity and your growth. You've read the 4-Hour Workweek like 6 times and you think you're evolving, but you're just running the same default programming at a higher speed. Self-awareness is totally different than self-improvement. Self-awareness is observation. And you know the difference of somebody who's working on their self-improvement versus their self-awareness when somebody starts asking themselves questions like this. That urgency that's going on in my chest? Oh, that's shame. I'm in shame right now. I am aware that I'm in shame. That need to win, that I have to win? Oh, that's fear. Me overworking? That's me trying to earn my worth. Now, self-awareness, we're not trying to necessarily fix anything. And we're not trying to perform over it. It's not goal-based. We're not working to optimize anything necessarily. You're just becoming aware that it's happening and what's financing all of this, which is typically fear, shame, anxiety, anger, any of these aforementioned survival-based emotions, which pretty much none of us have any awareness about. Here's the thing. Once something that has typically been unconscious becomes conscious, it does not behave the same way. It's the same principle from the particle theory. This is why self-awareness is so much more valuable than self-improvement. Or self-improvement is gonna have to come after self-awareness. Gotta become aware first and what's financing your desire to improve stuff. Just goes back to it doesn't matter what you do, it matters why you do it. That's the shift. That's how you get out of the matrix. It's not in the doing. It's not in the hustling. It's not in the perfecting or fixing. It's in the seeing. This is why I always say to people, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because the seeing is where the transformation is actually going to happen. My clients go, oh shit, I see it now. Oh no. Healing doesn't happen because of discipline or adding more things that you need to fix. In fact, most of healing is removing superfluous things from your life. It's more about subtraction than it is about addition. Healing happens when you change your relationship to something that's already there that you weren't aware of. In quantum mechanics, behavior changes when it's observed. In humans, patterns change when we become aware of our patterns. If you don't see your shame, you will build your entire life around compensating for it. If you can see it, if you know how it shows up for you, if you observe it, you can choose differently based on that observation. This is exactly why I work in self-awareness and not self-improvement, which is why I'm probably more of an alchemist than I am a life coach anyway. And it's also why I get the results I get for people. You must unlearn what you've learned. I teach people how to use the fucking force, man. Self-improvement reinforces the idea that you need to do and be better. Self-awareness makes you aware of what's actually running on a default pattern underneath all of this, kind of like behind the curtain of Oz. And once you see what's running your life, you are going to change. That is not self-help. That's quantum mechanics applied to consciousness and healing. And that's what I do all day, and I love it. I'm so excited to share it with you in a simple way. Stop asking what to do. Start observing, and your life will change. I promise. Make sense? Stick around. I've always got your back. I see you. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.